Good evening, everyone. We are the Group 8.
I'm Kimberly Jane SU.
I'm Maria Julivel Laino.
I'm Rainier Louis Loreto.
I'm Ian Aquino.
I'm Patrick Munda.
And
And we will be going to discuss about
The
advantages and disadvantages of distance learning.
First of all, I will discuss a brief description about what distance learning is. So distance learning is any method used to connect teachers and learners who are geographically separated. The technology involves two-way audio and video technology. This is delivered by the computer through the internet and the World Wide Web. Next, I will discuss about the advantages and the disadvantages of distance learning. So first, I will discuss about the advantages of distance learning. The foremost benefit is that people in rural areas or those who are homebound can have greater access to information and even educational degrees. And other benefits include the accessibility of a larger variety of courses, the ability to learn on one's own time, and the self-directed nature of the learning experience. On the other hand, there are some disadvantages of distance learning. This includes lack of face-to-face contact with the teacher and the learners. The technology glitches that may be as severe as the system shutting down and being accessible. Some learners may not be able to access the hardware and software they need, and some may struggle with learning to use the technology at the same time they are supposed to be learning the content.
Now we'll discuss about the clinical education in distance learning. One more issue that is common to the various forms of distance learning is the provision of clinical education. In some forms of video or computer technology is being used, and learners do not have to come to a campus or central clinical agency. How is clinical learning achieved? It is achieved by learners who are paired up with preceptors in clinical sites near their homes. A clinical site coordinator is usually hired to arrange these placements. The role of a site coordinator varies by program. The site coordinator in programs using off-site telecommunications classrooms may help the learners become familiar with the technology. She or he may be present during the broadcasting and help to facilitate the class at the remote site. The role may also encompass students, recruitment, advertisement, and testing. Often the facilitators become a major source of professional and emotional support for the learners. In some undergraduate programs in which distance learning is being conducted by interactive television, part-time faculty who live near the remote sites are hired to teach clinical courses. The clinical instructors are familiar with the resources in the geographic area and can provide a rich learning experience for the students. Close communications between faculty on campus and clinical faculty is essential in these cases.
Now I will describe to you I will tell you what are the materials used or what should be an ITV classroom should look like. Now, a typical interactive television classroom contains a teaching podium with a control panel for the cameras and monitors, a microphone for the teacher, a computer hookup, a fax machine, and a documentary camera is used to this of kind of teaching or kind of class. So also in front of the room is a large television monitor capable of showing several remote sites. Now the teacher is using a device or a tracking device so that the camera will follow her or him around the classroom, and in the back of the classroom are several monitors that enables the teacher to see the students at the remote sites. A VCR is also attached in front of the monitors for both recording and playing purposes. So each student's desk, there is a microphone and a control pad that moves the camera towards them if the student will activate the microphone. Now, in this kind of teaching, there are variations of equipment, but in most configurations, the plan is to allow each teaching learning sites to be visible and to be heard, and to allow maximum interaction between teachers and students between students and students. So for the students, students also should be oriented or to know the different equipments inside the ITV classroom, because like for an instance that the teacher asked a question and a student wants to answer, in order for him or her to be recognized by the teacher, he or she should activate the microphone first. Now, if he or she cannot do it, the teacher will not know if that student wants to answer. So that's an example that the student should know the equipments in ITV classroom. Now for the teachers, it is right that he or she will give chances to every student so that the student can develop his or her self-confidence in front of the teacher, and for also for his or her classmates.